It's the opposite of that. Things are going great. So here's the question. Lions win 3 in a row. We got ourselves a reason to watch on Thanksgiving. I think you have a reason to watch the next couple of weeks. And I think there's a lot of winnable games here. They kick the Giants' ass. So here's my question. Are you as a Lions fan willing to let go of the Campbell rhetoric and let go of the Goff rhetoric? Campbell's your coach. Goff's your quarterback. And we got games to watch. And whatever disagreements Rico and I may or may not have about the Bills game, the second half of the season, there's an opportunity to cement this staff, cement this team, and create. And again, maybe, I don't want to sell the P word yet, but you can flirt with it, especially if Thursday goes your way. So look, 248-539-9797. Now, here's the one thing I do want to bring up. What are we doing with DeAndre Swift here? Why is he even dressed if he's your third string back? Like, I don't get it. If you're healthy enough to dress, then I use you. If you're not, then I don't. Mm-hmm. But Jamal Williams is your starter. Numbnuts McGillicuddy's the backup. And then there's DeAndre Swift, who they take out of mothballs every 15th snap. What am I missing here?
I don't know. It's almost like, man, it almost feels like it's a punishment or spite. Like they're trying to teach him a lesson. I mean, but see, I wonder going back to Hard Knocks, because remember in the running backs room, Deuce Staley was just super hard on him. And he was just like, just really, you need to step up and this and that. And I feel like they're trying to make a statement, because you're right. If you're hurt and you're injured, you're not playing. Just leave him out the game. But you're bringing him in for spot third-string running back duty. So, yes, it does feel like you're punishing this man for some reason or another. You're trying to teach him a lesson. You're going to earn your way back to being the number one running back. Meanwhile, yeah, you know what? Jamal Williams is going out there getting the job done.
Dude, he got 17 carries. Jackson got 9. DeAndre Swift got 5.
But I'm saying
why is he dressed?
I don't know. Maybe they want to ride the hot hand in Jamal.
But that has nothing to do with Swift being the second guy getting the 9 carries. And it has nothing to do with Jamal Williams being your goal line back.
And that's what I said. It feels as if they're almost telling Swift, you have to earn that number one spot back. You got to go out there and you got to do what you got to do, because I don't think – and I don't know if it was something internally, but that's what it looks like to me on the surface. Mike, I don't know anything.
Now, the other thing is, okay, his injury, he's on a pitch count, it's pain tolerance. All right, fine. But are you telling me that this injury now can't get better in a matter of weeks? I want him for the stretch drive as a guy I'm giving 17 touches
see, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to play him like that, then, yeah, shut him down for a couple of weeks and let him come back fully healthy. But you're right. The nickel and dime thing tells me maybe he's not as injured as we think that he is, and maybe the staff is just trying to prove a point with him.
I don't know. Let's get to the people, see what they got to say. Go to Joel, 97.1. What's up, Joel?
Hey, I wanted to talk about how I think people need to get more on board with Jared Goff. I think in general, as you all have discussed already, there isn't really a whole lot of quarterback talent in the NFC. And I would argue that Goff is at least in the middle of that. And this might come as a shocker to a lot of people, but football is actually a team game. It's not all just about your quarterback. So if you have a guy who is good enough for now, I think you should more or less embrace him, because he's not the issue with our team.
No, and Joel, to make your point, right? I did this last week on the show, and I said, guys, Goff's your quarterback. Do you want to go out and give up a ton of capital and spend $45 million a year on Kyler Murray? No. Well, what about the draft? Well, you're not picking high enough. And look, the Rams pick is going to be somewhere, let's say, 8 to 15. The point is, what quarterback do I want exactly? Who?
And I agree totally with the amount of capital argument. And for years, people were ragging on Stafford, trying to get him out of town. He leaves and he wins a Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying that he's elite. But the point is that he goes to a good team, a team with actual players on it, and then look at what he can accomplish.
He went to a Super Bowl roster. But this is part of what I said when the deal happened. This was a one-year thing, and the Rams could absolutely fall apart in year 2. What's happened? A complete collapse. This is how it works when you win a Super Bowl.
They over-leverage themselves.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, look, plus, Joel, here's the thing. The opportunity cost, and fans don't want to talk about it. Do you understand how much more impactful it is to use both first-round selections on positional players and not a quarterback? How much better this roster can get in a hurry?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
where other positions are easier to scout as well. You know, we're under the assumption that we're going to trade all this capital to get a Pat Mahomes, when it just is not the case historically. No. I mean, look at what the 49ers just did by wasting all those picks on Trey Lance. They were trying to get rid of Garoppolo, and then look at they dug themselves into a further hole.
Yeah, you know, I think the better example might be the Denver Broncos, but I get it. Joel, I get it. And no one's trading a great QB unless they have a reason why. Like, I think we all know why Seattle didn't want to give Russ the extension. They knew he was baked, and he's a straight weirdo.
You know why Arizona's probably going to be in the open market in the offseason.
Right, because Kyler may not love football. So take that away. It's not a year where there's a Trevor Lawrence, nor are you bad enough to get it, nor do I want to trade 3, 4, 5 picks to do it. Jared Goff is far from perfect, but if I make this roster better, if I make this defense better, I'm just telling you, the best thing for the organization is if this guy is acceptable.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, because it gives you another year. It allows you to go and get a quarterback in later rounds and groom them, but if you take a quarterback in the first round, you're almost forced to play them the very next season.
And by the way, I will say this. If he doesn't push the ball to J-Mo, I'll bleep can him. Okay, good. Now that that's off my chest, we can move forward. J-Mo back at practice, by the way. It's almost like Christmas come early. Almost. I'm excited.
You beat the Bills.
Just stop with that. Just go USA. Jacob, 97.1. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, Jake. What's up?
So I've called before being very dismissive of Dan Campbell and the Lions, and I'm so close to buying in. I thought about it earlier this week before we beat the Giants and thought, okay, if we win, yeah, I'll be happy. I'll be disappointed that we lost a lot to start, but then I started thinking of it this way. What if we would have beaten Philly but lost to Green Bay? If you would have told me at the start of the season you'll be 4-6, no idea knowing how it looks, but 4-6, I would say Dan Campbell's message is starting to rub off. Would you agree?
See, the what it looks like makes up so much of it. And I base that, Jacob, on look at how I feel about my own team. That even while being 7-2, the makeup of it, to anyone who understands anything about football, knows we're not that good. So I can't say without it. Now, if you said to me 6-4, no matter what it looks like, yes, I would say that. 4, no, because my hopes for this team were a little bit higher, Jacob.
Well, no, and I agree. And I think we are going to get a lot more wins in the back half of the schedule. But if we can somehow get to 8 wins, 9 wins, yeah, that sucks. We probably won't make the playoffs. But
I disagree. I think if you get to 9, I think you're a lock in this
Jacob,
NFC.
If you get to 9, you may be hosting a wild card game.
Take it easy.
As bad as it
just
no.
me being pessimistic about them. But
Okay, what? I can't have high expectations for this team, David. I'm not understanding.
Guess you can.
Okay, fine. You know what?
How dare you have high expectations?
I'll go full Chapman and just go SOL. How about that?
I think the team you beat yesterday is your key if you plan on making it. The Giants' back half of the schedule is the opposite of yours. The Giants clearly regression is coming for them, and you killed half our team. So I think the Giants are going to go into full tank mode, not by choice, but by reality, meaning you hold the tiebreaker. The Giants are going to struggle to win a few more games. So I think you'd be in, but that's neither here nor there.
But I look at it as we go out, and even if we lose to the Bills, I think that we can beat a lot of these teams.
Agreed.
And, okay, maybe make the playoffs, maybe not. But I think that we're kind of built like the Minnesota Vikings this year. We don't have a fantastic quarterback, but we are getting the pieces around there to where we can win 10, 11 games next year, especially with the draft capital we add. And just going forward, I think everybody's going to be buying into Dan Campbell's message. And Yeah, I'm definitely not happy with how it started, but if we can finish with 8 or 9 wins, I can't say I'm disappointed in the season. It's a successful season.
No, all I'll be disappointed in is that he took it to the limit. This thing was on the ropes big time at 1-6. Anyone who denies that's not living in reality. At 1-6, you had 2 or 3 weeks to save and course correct and get this right, and he's done exactly that. But anything short of that, had you lost 2 of the last 3 and you're sitting at 2-8, no one has any good vibes. So that's how fragile it is as a head coach. It's why I think Saturday's loss by MSU is so damaging. More on that tomorrow. It is a fragile existence. Mm-hmm. Campbell's career, the last 3 weeks may have saved it. You can laugh, but that's reality.